Hey guys, it's Tia from Blessed to the T. Today I want to talk to you about preparation. And the scripture for today is Psalms 46:1, which says, God is our refuge and strength, and He is a present help in times of trouble. And I chose this today because I was just thinking about preparation, which can be multifaceted, right? So it covers a multitude of things. So yeah, first, are you prepared in your faith and your spiritual life and your walk with God? That's one type of preparation. But I was thinking about during COVID, and you remember, it seems so long ago, right? But then in some ways, it seems like it was yesterday with the supply chain shortages. I mean, who ever would have thought of going to the store and not finding, toilet paper or Lysol or hand sanitizer, those kinds of things. So, it really taught me a lot about being prepared in that way. And now my sister calls me a doomsday prepper, but that's fine. It's just about using wisdom. God, yeah, He's our refuge and He's our help. He gives us strength. He also gives you wisdom to not wait until things happen. So think about that. The way the world is now with all the cyber attacks and things like that. So I always tell people, like, if you have millions of dollars in the bank, does it matter if you can't get to the bank, or when you get to the ATM and it's not working and people are only taking cash only? How many people walk around and don't have cash? And I'm not saying you have to have hundreds of dollars, but do you have $20? Do you have $5 that you can put your hands on? Something happens. If something happens, are you able to access the things that you need? There are times when, have you ever left your debit card at home and so you need gas and you don't have any money, or can you find a few dollars in your car? Can you give something to somebody in need? So think about it in terms like that. Are you prepared in that way? If you are seeking a new job, are you starting to prepare for the interview? Do you have your resume ready? Because where I work, sometimes jobs are open for 2 or 3 days and then they're closed. So if you don't have your information ready to send, then you might miss that opportunity. And so, even again, in terms of jobs, what does your workstation look like? Do you have piles and piles of work that are not complete? So if a new opportunity comes tomorrow, well, if you haven't completed the previous work, how can you get the new work, right? How can you walk into that new opportunity if you're not prepared? So these are just some of the things, and y'all, my mind works in different ways. Sometimes I'm very much an analytical person at times, and so that's what was on my mind today, and I'm not sure why or who it's for, and maybe it's for me, right? So sometimes we think we're waiting on God, but God is waiting on us. He said, I've got these